Elizabeth Sullivan. Please join me to welcome Elizabeth Sullivan.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Hello, fellow Toastmasters. Okay, so the other day, I was waiting for my son's football practice to start, and I found myself in a daydream. And in this daydream, I am ducking Jeeps. That is ducking with a D. Okay, so just clarify, ducking with the D. Jeeps. It's like a thing. So there's the Jeep wave. You could do this. You could do this, and then there's ducking. So I thought, how fun would it be if I got miniature ducks to duck Jeeps instead of the typical rubber ducks that you find. So just to explain a little more, typically you set the rubber duck on the door handle, kind of like nice Jeep, and then some people even collect them along the top rung. So next time you see a Jeep with a bunch of ducks, that's why. It's a thing. It's a thing. So I had this whole vision of ducking Jeeps with my new miniature little ducks because it just makes everything even more fun. So I'm in the grocery store parking lot, and I take out one of my mini ducks, and there's a Jeep that had parked beside me because Jeeps park beside Jeeps, okay? So there's a Jeep parked beside me, and I go around, and I place the little duck on the handle, and then I ran away, I felt like the Grinch. I was so happy, and I knew that joy would transfer. I was lucky enough, as I pulled out and start going, to see the person arrive at their Jeep and discover this adorable little duck. Not the normal duck, it's a really tiny one. And the joy on their face was like a bonus gift to me after I had just ducked this Jeep. And then I came to and realized that I'm in a Jeep, my husband has a Jeep too. I'm sitting there waiting for my son's football practice to start. And I had literally just envisioned an entire future. I had attached emotion to it, I felt joy, I was in the moment, and I'm still in the present. I thought, I have to write this down. I was going to do a talk on cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, blockchain technology tonight, but instead it hit me that I was supposed to talk to you guys about ducking and about visualizing things like ducking. Because ultimately, I realized my secret is I do that stuff all the time. And I wasn't even aware that I was visualizing. I've always thought that visualizing is this process where you sit down somewhere quiet. I know you're supposed to attach sight and color and smell and just immerse yourself in the feeling and play something out. But I kind of realized that to me, visualizing starts as a daydream and that I'm creating a future reality with thought alone. But then there was a second part of it. So what I'm saying that transferred into a speech to you. What I did after that is I took out my phone, not after that, sorry. I took out my phone, opened up a Google Doc, and started writing out my whole little scenario about ducking Jeeps. And I wrote out that as I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you like I've been in this moment before, not but 2 weeks ago. And I created this moment right here, but it was paired with the action of pulling out my phone and starting the Google Doc. And also, I participated in my daydream. I participated in my vision. I became an active participant in it by doing the action steps. Most of us just sit there in our vision. Or we think, oh, that would be nice. Because often, that's not our hair color. That's not the house that we're in. The vision doesn't make sense. Or it's so far out there. It's grander than what we are currently. And yet, if you stop and you hold that vision and you write it down, you do a little action step with it, and then you revisit that vision, you're going to find that then you're creating the process of making that come to life. I want to share another idea with you. Maybe you can adapt this. So when you're daydreaming, visualizing, however it works best for you to call it and adapt it as an action, when you're doing this, think of it as when the first thought comes to your mind, you're just taking an axe and you're chopping through the woods and you're making a little trail to your new fishing spot, your goal. Next time a thought comes to mind, maybe that trail's been walked on a little bit and you can kind of see the way. As you put processes into place as you add emotion to your vision, as you start thinking that this is possible and you're doing things in your real life that add up to that being a reality. Let's say you want to raise, you're putting in the extra skill set, you're taking night classes, you've already submitted your updated resume to your boss, you've had the conversation with the manager. You're going to keep that vision in mind, and eventually that path is going to become a gravel road. The more you visit it and the more action you take, you're going to pave that road eventually. And the beautiful thing about this is when you attach an emotion, the brain doesn't understand the difference between what is real and what is imagined. If you think about your vacations, your childhood, maybe your wedding day, anything that is a hard memory, I bet the reason why it's a hard memory is because it is sealed with emotion. That is going to pave your road into a highway. And once you can attach the emotion, you've done the work, it's no longer a future you, it's actually a present you, because all of these steps have added up in your vision. And that is the other really cool thing, kind of scary thing about visions, is because they are an option for you to bring to life. They are a future reality given to you, I believe, by God. I believe they are a gift to you, and you have the power to bring it to life. But it's up to you to take action, and it's up to you to believe in yourself. Interesting fact that I came across the other day. So Ed Milet talks about 95% of people operating out of history and memory, but 5% of us humans operate out of visualizing and imagination. And the crazy thing is, children start out with no history. It's all imagination. But eventually they do add history and memory to that, and we start operating that way. Now imagine if you started operating in your daydreams and became an active participant there. What could you be capable of? So I have to show you these little ducks. Is that not the most adorable little thing? You would laugh when you came out with this little duck on your Jeep. So the next time you see a Jeep, the little duck there, just remember that someone out there had a vision of that, have made it come to life, and then brought it as a speech to you just by participating real time in their daydream. And you can do that too. Thank you for listening.
What an amazing speech that was. I was, as Elizabeth was speaking, I was thinking of the book.